Central Carolina Community College primarily serves residents of Chatham, Harnett, and Lee counties, with 3 separate campuses. Situated in Pittsboro is their unique program dedicated to sustainable agriculture. Established in 2002, Central Carolina's agriculture program has been listed as one of the country's best college farms. The 5-acre organic plot of land includes a greenhouse and a student-built barn. Robin Kohanowicz heads the program and has seen it grow.
I have been at Central Carolina Community College since 1999. The Sustainable Farming Program was started by a group of people in the community, farmers and folks who are interested in advocating for sustainable agriculture.
Entrepreneurship is a core of the sustainable agriculture curriculum.
We have 3 classes that are particularly dedicated to that aspect of farming. One is the marketing class, which is all about writing a marketing plan, but also what are the markets that a farmer would go to. We have a business class that the students write a business plan, and then we also have a farm business management class, and that is all about how to run the farm on a day-to-day basis, the business end of things.
But classes here are not limited to theoretical lessons.
We always talk about hands-on in our program, and one of our features that draws students to our program is the on-campus farm. And we are fortunate to have a farm that is literally, walking distance from our classroom. So we can walk from the classroom to the farm in minutes, and then we're doing whatever we learned about in the classroom.
A notable factor of the academic program includes the use of successful farmers as the main instructors, with a number of trips to local farms and agribusinesses. The curriculum of the Sustainable Agriculture program is not only about better growing methods, but much more.
A sustainable farm should be economically profitable, it should be environmentally sound, all of its practices, and it should be socially responsible. And so economic profitability is something that you would gain by selling your product for more, but you could also gain it by not spending as much money. So if you know how to fix your own tractor, you know how to build your own shed, those are things that we teach.
Students gain more than farming skills from this class. The students talk to successful farmers in North Carolina and can learn from them.
And of course, there's so many great people around to ask questions, and we get to see a lot of farmers, go on a ton of field trips.
All the people I've met, all the connections that you make, meeting all the different farmers and employees with the Cooperative Extension through the state, they can provide a lot of information that's really valuable.
So whether they become farmers or whether they become people who work in the local food system in some way, or they just become better educated consumers, they are taking with them the knowledge that's going to help support a more sustainable local food system.
I didn't know what I wanted to do when I started the program. It's kind of pointed me in a direction of working with schools and kids, teaching.
I have some family land in McLeansville, and I've been planting stuff for the past month or so and trying to find people to buy it and hoping that works out.
But I would like, for people to recognize our program through the people that then leave and share with other people what sustainable agriculture is and how to build local food systems.
One graduate advocating for sustainability is Jenny Bell. She left Central Carolina Community College and is lending her education to a good cause after joining an organization that connects North Carolinians with local produce.
I got interested in food and kind of through that interest in reading about the food system, going to farming conferences, things like that, I found CCCC and the Sustainable Ag program. I really wanted to get involved with food and something that really impacts people every day.
Jenny became involved with Farmer Food Share first as a volunteer and has been a part of their team since.
So Farmer Food Share is a triangle-based nonprofit. Our mission is to connect people who grow food with people who need food. So simply put in plain English, we're trying to make sure that fresh local food is available to food insecure community members, but we're also trying to support farmers and make sure that they are kept in business. So when we started, it was just a simple way to connect excess to people in the community who really needed it, and from there it's grown dramatically. We were actually founded right here at the Carrboro Farmers Market about 6 years ago, and it all just started with a community member collecting a few boxes of produce and taking it to the local food pantry down the street.
The business has grown since its inception. Farmer Food Share wanted a way to aggregate and deliver produce in a consistent and reliable fashion, so the Pop Market was created. They also offer education and outreach services to people who receive food through the program.
Our flagship program, which is based at local farmers markets around the state, is called the Donation Station Program. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Volunteers set up a table just like farmers do, rain or shine, except instead of selling produce, they take donations. What I love about Farmer Food Share is that we're here to support hunger relief agencies, help them do what they do better.
Jenny is grateful for the Sustainable Agriculture Program at Central Carolina because it gave her insight to a world she could not fully appreciate.
When I was at CCCC, learning about what it takes to really grow that local produce and put it on someone's plate, and the struggle that farmers face, the way that CCCC really helped me in the work we're doing at Farmer Food Share is it helped me give that context. We're not just a hunger relief organization. We're really here to support local farmers as well. It gives me better context to work with farmers and help support them and support the local food system in a way that works for them.
And then there are farmers, who graduated from our program. So lots of farmers markets around the area have our former students. Our graduates have made their way out into the world in North Carolina, in our community, locally, in our community as a state, and then out beyond the borders of the state. I like to see that spreading.